Hello everyone, and welcome to Sweet Stitches Quilt Shop. Today is First Friday Demonstration Day. Won't you join me over at the cutting table? Hi everyone, and welcome to Sweet Stitches Quilt Shop. I'm Joan, and today is First Friday Demonstration Day here at the shop. It's the month of May, so we've chosen flowers as our theme today. So I'm calling it May Bouquet, because we have a bouquet of floral quilts for you to see today. My first quilt is the double Dresden, and this is called Dresden's in Bloom, and it is by May Chapel. It's a very easy pattern to do. It looks a lot harder than what you see here. It is all done by machine, so there's no hand applique for this quilt. You can do this one in hand applique if you prefer, but I have to do things quick these days, so I chose to do it machine applique. And so this pattern uses the Creative Grids Dresden ruler. It's an 18-degree wedge, and a wedge is shaped similar like this. And to create the points on the different wedges, what you do is you take the wedge and you fold it in half like this, and then you're going to sew across the top at 1/4 inch, and then you're going to have something that looks like this, so it's sewn here, and then you're going to flip this and turn this point out like this. And sometimes you need a little bit of help, a little pencil or stiletto or something to kind of poke the point up nice and sharp. And so you create wedges, and each one of these are made up of 20 wedges. So here the blue is made up of 20 wedges, and then again the yellow is made up of 20 wedges. And one is smaller because you will cut smaller wedges from the ruler. So you have larger wedges in the outer ones and smaller wedges in the inner ones. It's a fun quilt to make. Dresdens are one of my absolute favorites. It was the first quilt that I ever made, and it's always been one that I've enjoyed. So this is a class that's going to be coming up here this month, May 18th and 25th. It's a 2-part class, and if you're interested in it, you will need your fabrics and your Creative Grids wedge ruler and the pattern, of course. Any questions, of course, you can come into the shop and ask us, and we'd be glad to help you pick out fabrics for it too. This class is with me, and it's going to be again May 18th and 25th, and that's from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, both days. Dresden in Bloom. My next quilt is sliding Soji screens, and this quilt is designed by Robin Pickens, and this is also her newest fabric line called Tulip Tango. We have a lot of the fabrics here in the shop with tulip theme, of course, and tulip leaves. It also has her brand new thatched polka dots. So we all love thatched here. It's a great tone-on-tone fabric that almost reads as a solid. And now she has the addition of polka dots, which we just absolutely love. We hope she makes it in all the colors. The quilt, Linda helped me cut it out, and Darla sewed it together for me. And Darla's going to have this as a class coming up on May 21st and 28th. They are Saturday classes, and it's a 2-part class from 10:30 to 12:30. So if you're interested in that, check out our calendar on our website. Sliding Soji screens. Darla's also got another project coming up this month, the AccuQuilt Project of the Month. This is a class for those that have AccuQuilt and for those that don't have AccuQuilt, but maybe want to give it a try. We're letting you use our cutting system and our dies to create this cute little basket, wall hanging, or table topper, and we're going to be using the cube to make up the different pieces. And Darla will tell you all about that and show you how to use it. You just need to bring your fabrics and your sewing machine, and you'll get to try out AccuQuilt. So this is for May 12th from 10:30 to 12:30, and then again from 2 to 4. And that's going to be on a Thursday, May 12th. If you're interested in trying out AccuQuilt, sign up for the class. The project of the month for AccuQuilt in June is also going to be taught by Darla, and we are going to be doing the fantasy flower die. And so this again is for anybody that has AccuQuilt or maybe doesn't have AccuQuilt but would like to give it a try. You get to use our dies and our cutting system to make this fun table runner with these big bright flowers in whatever colors you want. And that's using the fantasy flower die for AccuQuilt. So my next project is from the Festive Fall Quilts book, and this is by Kim Schaefer, and she is great at designing applique quilts. She does big fun patterns, and so I chose to do the sunflower block or sunflower wall hanging, and in the book she does it in more fall colors, so the background is done in greens and browns. I decided to brighten it up a little bit and maybe make a summer sunflower. So here is the wall hanging. This would look great on a wall or a door for your summertime, right into fall. It is an applique quilt, plus there's some piecing on the sides and in the center of the flower. Very easy to do, and I did blanket stitch by machine around all the different appliques, and of course quilted it up too with free motion. This is the sunflower quilt out of Festive Fall Quilts. The next quilt I'd like to share with you is by Maple Island Quilts. It's called the BQ Double Time. You might be familiar with the different BQ patterns that are out there. This one is very similar, and it's a lot of fun to do. And it's a great way to use up panels. So this is a large sunflower panel that we have here in the shop that I've cut down to the size, of course, that it calls for. And then I've added in some fun fabrics to go along with it. It would make a great wall hanging, or it could be a great table runner too. You can also use big bold fabrics in here too. So if you're a fan of Cafe fabrics, those big bold flowers will look great in the middle of this one. The pattern is called BQ Double Time, and it's by Maple Island Quilts. We've been having improv class here every month since January. It's always on the fourth Friday of the month, and it's more of a group project type of thing, so we all work on whatever we want to work on, but a lot of us have been doing the same techniques and making up a landscape quilt. This one is what we've recently finished up. This is our poppy quilt, so we have our poppies that were done improv, so made up in the moment kind of thing, with some stems and then some ground and some sky. We had a lot of fun just playing around with fabric, and we get to dive into the scrap box here at the shop to work with some extra fabrics to add to your stash. It's a lot of fun. We have a good time, and soon we'll be working on piecing curves. That'll be our next adventure in improv quilting. So I invite you to come to the group. It's $5 for the class, and we have a really good time in there just playing with fabric. The next quilt I have for you is one that I have shown probably sometime last year. I had just pieced it together, so I hadn't quilted it yet. So I finally got around to quilting it, finally. And I just thought I'd share it with you because I think it's a great way to use up floral fabrics that you have in your stash. And it's a great, easy way to learn paper piecing. So the corners on this, these little jaggedy corners that kind of give that fun look, fun border to the quilt, those are paper pieced. The rest of it is basically, sewing borders around a square of fabric that you just absolutely love. And of course this is a Cafe fabric here in this one, but you could use any kind of big floral that you like. It doesn't even have to be a floral, it could be a geometric. That would be very cool too. but the pattern is called Cool Corners, and it is by Maple Island Quilts too. And we have patterns for it here in the shop, so give it a try. The next quilt doesn't really have flowers on it or flower shapes, but I decided I was going to show this one because I finished it, and they kind of look like seeds or some kind of flower pod, so I thought I'd take some liberties there. So this is called Gateway, and this is by Everyday Stitches. It is a pattern and a template set, and it is curve piecing, but it's very easy curve piecing. I really enjoyed working on this. They went together really fast for me, and this is also going to be a class at the shop. It's going to be on May 10th from 10:30 to 12:30. The quilt is called Gateway, and the template set is called the Everyday Curve. And there are other patterns by Everyday Stitches that go along with this ruler. So look for future ones from me from this, because I really enjoyed working with the curves on these. One thing about this pattern is that when I put them together, I sewed them together wrong. So they create this kind of football shape. I was supposed to do a football shape and then flip two of them around. So it looks great the way it is, but you might notice on the pattern it looks a little bit different, and you can choose whichever way you like best to put it together if you decide to take the class or even make it on your own. This quilt is made out of lots of bright batiks that we have here in the shop, and it was a lot of fun to put together. The quilt is called Gateway, and it's made with the Everyday Curve ruler, and it's look for the class on the calendar. So the next project, you might recognize some of the fabrics. These are the leftovers from the last quilt I just showed you, the Gateway quilt. And this is a little bag that Darla put together for us here at the shop. It is called the Cute as a Button bag. And what's nice about this one is that it comes with the hardware and the zipper and the buttons that you need to create the bag. All you need to do is provide the fabric. It's a nice little handy bag for storing all of your little sewing items, or maybe your makeup for traveling, but it has a hinged top, kind of like a doctor's bag, that stays open so that you can easily find the different things that you need out of the bag. It has this cute little covered buttons that you put on the end of the zippers as your pull tabs. And so it zips right up, and you can store lots of stuff in it. She is having a class on this. It's a two-part class. You'll do the sewing, cutting and sewing in the first class, and then you'll put the bag together in the second class. And it's going to be May 21st and May 28th. Those are Saturday classes. And the bag is called Cute as a Button bag. The last project I have for you today is a bag. This is the Classic Market Tote, and it is by Andre Designs. And it was fairly easy to put together. You know, I'm not a huge bag maker, but I'm getting more and more brave as I go along. This one what makes it easier is that Sally Tomato has put together a Classic Market Tote hardware bag. So it has your magnetic clips in it. It has the key fob, and it also has the circle rings for your handles. As you can see here, the rings hold the handles on there very easily. Inside is your magnetic snap, which was really easy to put in. I've never really done those before. Very simple to do. It also has a zipper pocket inside, which was also fairly simple to do. You see, I did it in bright yellow so I can easily find those little things in the dark inside of the bag. On the outside, it has two outer pockets right here, great for your cell phone on both sides, and one for your keys maybe. But there is also an option to make a key fob, which I didn't get done today because I had just finished this up this afternoon. So the key fob will come next. But this is made out of a beautiful fabric line by Free Spirit. they're all different kinds of trees. And so this one has Indiana state tree, the poplar tulip tree. So you can see the little yellow tulip flowers and the leaves. It also has some crab apples on here. Real pretty designs and fun colors. That's all I have for you today. We hope you check out the class calendar and see what classes you might want to sign up for this month. And before I go, I want to wish all the mothers out there Happy Mother's Day. I hope to see you here in the shop soon. You have a good day, everyone.